We're live. We thought we were dead. This is the today's noise from the Aaron Zero show. And what do we have here today? Well, the opposition leaders want to uh, put a no confidence motion against the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Mr. Om Birla. And so he has decided not to be present in the Lok Sabha while this motion is being tabled, and apparently 119 members have tabled this response, except for the party members of the AAP party and TMC, which are a total of 33 members. They have abstained from this. And what do we have here? Well, the NDA has a balance of 293 members there in the 542 Lok Sabha, while the opposition parties account for 233. So they can, that is, the ruling party can put down the no confidence motion if and when it is tabled. And apparently, the House has been adjourned just now and will reconvene again on March 9th to pass the resolution. And as I had said earlier, the opposition party had said that they were not getting a chance to speak, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi also was not being given a chance to speak, and that Congress MP ladies had come to the Prime Minister's chair and were not letting him come there or something, to which they have responded with a letter to the Speaker saying that that is not the case. And moving on, what else do we have? We're going to have the AI Summit Conference in New Delhi on 19th, 20th February. And that has made the hotel rooms shoot up in price. It is approximately 5 lakhs per room in the five-star hotels. And most of the five-star hotels are totally booked up, including the Moria, Sheraton, Taj group of hotels, etc. While a suite of rooms in the hotel costs something like 30 lakhs per night, which is equivalent to about $30,000 or a little more than that. And important people who are coming for the summit include President Macron of France, President Lula of Brazil, and many other foreign dignitaries. About 10,500 dignitaries have already booked the rooms for the hotels, and there are about 1.5 lakh people who will be attending, including Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, which is the top-ranked company in USA, has about a 4 trillion value. They are the main company making the latest semiconductor chips, I believe also for the AI business. And then, of course, you'll be having other people from Google. There's Mr. Sundar Pichai, who will also be there. And I guess the other people from Meta and Microsoft will also be there. So, all in all, it'll be quite a busy week for the Delhi hotels. And this meeting is going to be at the Bharat Mandapam, which is located there in the Pragati Milan, the giant hall. And then moving on, you have the Ayushman card, which is a national health card, which is supposed to guarantee free health care up to about 5 lakhs a year for anybody holding that card. Yet some people who are working in the Delhi area but who are out of state, that is, they got the card in Tamil Nadu or something, found it very difficult to get medical aid. And they were running from hospital to hospital. And that is the story of one family whose father had to have a hernia operation, and they were not being admitted to any of the hospitals. Finally, they got admittance at a government hospital, but they had to have quite a run around, which should not be the case for the Ayushman card. That's a national card, a health card, which Prime Minister Modi has promoted in a big way. So I don't know what the story is on that. As long as you're an Indian citizen, whether you're living in the north, south, east, or west, that card should be the best. And you should be able to get the medical treatment you want in time and in a timely manner. And what else do we have? We have a lot of potholes in Delhi. More than 21 roads have to be fixed urgently in time for all these big meetings that are going on in Delhi. That's the other thing that's happening there. And what else do we have here to say? Of course, in the world news, the Bangladesh elections are happening, and Sheikh Hasina's Awami Party is not admitted to the general elections. Uh, 44% of the electorate, uh, that's about 56 million, are young people between the ages of 18 to 37. Bangladesh goes to the polls tomorrow, February 12th. And some of the main parties that are there are the BNP party, led by Tariq Rahman, who is the son of ex Prime Minister Khalida Zia, who had passed away earlier due to illness. And then you have the National Citizens Party, which is basically a party of the young student people who caused the chaotic breakup of the previous government, Bangladesh government. And then you have a Jamaat Islami Party and Islamic Andolan Party, I believe. So they will be going to fight the elections, and a lot of the young electorate in Bangladesh hopes to have their voice heard finally in this election. So it remains to be seen. Uh, in American news, Mr. Howard Lutnick, who is the one of the secretaries there in the government, says that he never knew Mr. Eppenstein, and he only knew him in 2006. And after that, he decided he was a horrible person and he never wanted to meet him again. But the wonderful thing is that if you are on record, it somehow surfaces somewhere. And it surfaced that he had met Eppenstein actually in 2012 and had lunch with him. So there you go. And so the Eppenstein files seem to be a nightmare that never ends, and it is producing all sorts of uh, various contradictions and drama that is coming out. And I do think it might end the careers of a lot of people, as far as I can understand that. Same is true for the UK. The British Prime Minister, Mr. Keir Starmer, is under a lot of pressure because the UK ambassador to US, whom he had appointed, Mr. Peter Mendelsohn, has had to resign after his ties to Mr. Eppenstein were revealed. And now Mr. Starmer is saying that the gentleman had lied to him. And Mr. Starmer was asked to step down by one of the Labour leaders in Scotland, but he refuses to do so and still has the backing of majority members of his party. And he says he will not give up and he will fight for this country because he loves the country, etc. So that is the situation there on the political front. There was a meeting in the House of Commons where a lot of the British parliamentary people were not happy with the India UK free trade deal. Apparently, they got soggy papadums and not a good vindaloo out of the deal, whereas the trade minister said that it's going to be a very good deal for Britain because soon, by 2050, India will have at least a quarter of a million high earner people, and that will be a huge market for the UK. But they feel that there is still a lot of the tariff workout has not put proper, that Indian companies will have the edge, and that England will be flooded with cheap Indian imports, and that the British companies will be still saddled with Indian tariffs for some time, and that insurance regulations and all favor the Indian workers, and also the Indian workers will be given an unfair advantage in software jobs because it'll be cheaper to hire an Indian software person than a British software person, and the story continues. Well, it will always be cheaper to hire an Indian software person anywhere in the world. They're good at their job and they make great inroads, and as they have done in the US of A. That is the main story right there. And I believe a bridge is going to be built between Canada and USA, uh, connecting Montreal and Detroit, or Toronto and Detroit. And the Canadian government says it's already paid for the bridge, $4 billion. But Donald Trump says that they will not allow the bridge to be operative unless they have their half share of the deal. I don't know what he means by that. Uh, but the Canadian government has said that America will be operating their part of the bridge. So it's a bridge which connects Detroit with Toronto area, and it would be good for Toronto and USA to have good relations. But with Mr. Trump, it all depends upon his whims and fancies. You have a president who says that he wants Canada to be the 51st state, and the Canadians don't want to be the 51st state. It's very much like the Ukraine Russia situation, where Russia wants to grab Ukraine, but Ukraine doesn't want to be grabbed by Russia. And that is the sad state of affairs in the Russia Ukraine war. 4 years of war, a lot of bombs thrown on Ukraine, and it all boils down to the selfishness of the leaders of Russia. They want to grab the Ukrainian land and make it their own. It is the kind of medieval instinct which we thought had ended a couple of 100 years, 500 years ago, where people would just march into a land and claim it. We're talking of the Mughals and the Baburs and the Humayuns who came over and just decide to stay and not leave. Same is the case of the French, the Spanish, and the Dutch, who wanted to have their colonies and colonize the world. And unfortunately, the locals wanted their freedom. So that's where it ended. And luckily for India, we had our independence. So thank you for watching the Today's Noise. Subscribe by the billion and have a great day.